Welcome to the Real Estate Real Success Spotlight Series. Today, I'm excited to feature Lisa Mueller from C21 Fusion in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. With 17 years of experience, Lisa is a Double CENTURION top 1% producer, CENTURION Honour Society member, and Golden Heart Award recipient, consistently ranking among the top 100 producers by units across the country. She's here to talk to us about how she's built lasting success through personalized service and a powerful work ethic, and has a genuine passion for helping people find their home. Lisa, thank you very much for taking time to speak with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
So you have been in this industry for 17 years. What keeps you in it year after year?
Good question. I don't see myself doing anything else, to be honest. Once I got into real estate, I really did understand that this was something that I had a passion for and that I really wanted to pursue and get better and better at what I was doing. So, yeah, I can't see myself doing anything else. I love helping families move, buy, sell, move across country, downsize, upsize, deal with life experiences and life, problems, and try and help them through and guide them through that whole process. So
It sounds like you're more of a counselor than a real estate agent. Is that an important part of the business that you offer, or the services that you offer your clients?
yeah, well, I'm no counselor, but I do have a lot of life experience, and I do have a lot of experience just with real estate. For the first 5 years, I listed and sold homes, and I was on a team, so I gained some experience there and learned from the team members that I was on with. And then I became the broker manager of Century 21 Fusion for 5 years. So I guided agents, I trained them, I fired them sometimes if they weren't ethical, or meeting the kind of ethics that we have at our brokerage. But I did a lot of training, I did a lot of guiding, answering questions. I oversaw 10,000 deals while I was the broker. And so while I did that, I did a lot of learning, and I did a lot of counseling, to not only my agents, I guess, but to help them with their situations with their buyers and sellers. And then for the last 8 years, I've been back selling and buying real estate with clients and helping through many different types of life circumstances and problems and problem solving.
Why did you want to go back to selling?
Well, I went back into selling because of, some different life happenings that happened to me. I lost my husband in 2017. So in 2018, I went back into selling real estate. And, I did miss doing the broker manager job to begin with. But as I started working with clients, I realized that that actually is where my skill set lies the best. I like being one-on-one with people, and I had a lot of experience buying and selling myself. And so I just always put myself in the client's shoes, and just try and be empathetic and understand what they're going through when they're doing this whole process. And with my kind of level of experience, it really does help me to be empathetic towards their various situations and understand what they need.
It seems like you are very aware of where your strengths are. What kind of work did you do to figure that out? Is that just naturally what comes to you?
No, it isn't natural. In the beginning when I started in real estate, it was an uphill battle. I remember thinking to myself, I can't wait till I'm 3 years into this industry so that I understand all the paperwork, all the different situations. But I realized that you can be, I'm in my 18th year, and you can have all kinds of situations and never be completely confident in what is going to come up next, because it's always something new with real estate. But what I did through those whole last 17 years and continuing on is I just continue to educate myself, to learn, to attend our business meetings, that we have weekly to ask questions, to learn from other people's situations. But yeah, like I do any kind of training I can do or any kind of conferences I can attend, I'm always the first one to sign up. So.
You are a magical part of all of our conferences. You make sure you go to all of them. What what do you get out of those conferences and what do you like about them?
Yeah, I mean, I attend every session that I can attend for one, but I also do partake in the social aspect of it. So I just look forward to it every time I go because I know that I'm going to establish more friendships, but also see the people that I just love to see. And you know that when you get there to that conference, that everyone is going through the exact same things that you are going through on a daily basis, right? You have so much in common with those other realtors that are attending that conference because they know the ups and downs in real estate. They know they have a passion for it because if they're attending that conference, you know, they're getting there by their choice. And, you know, these conferences are paid for by ourselves, right? And so not like other people with other industries where they're sent to a conference. We go there because we want to learn, we want to get better at what we do, and we want to get to know some other agents from across the country.
What would you say to a new realtor about the importance of attending conferences?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the best thing you can do. You know, I think I've attended something like 14 or 15 conferences. The only ones I didn't attend was when there was none due to COVID. And so I think that attending right from when you first start is a good idea because you really can get to know your own other realtors across Canada that, you know, can be your group and your support system. And then in addition to that, you're going to just learn so much because the conference always has different sessions that kind of appeal to different types of business that you want to do. Or maybe, you know, if you're a newer agent, then those sessions are good for you, those certain ones, and so on. So you're always going to learn, and you're going to learn from the conversations that you have after the sessions when you're having a meal at a restaurant or going out for the evening. So.
Why do you continue to choose Century 21?
Well, I believe that Century 21 is, you know, a global brand. And so, you know, and in Canada, it's very strong. So it's got great tools and systems. And I do use our marketing center for my listings, and I use our CRM to keep in touch with my clients. And I just love the atmosphere and the people. And I feel that, you know, people that work for Century 21, they do have a passion for real estate. They're in it for the long run for the most part. You know, people come and go in this industry, but I think there's some very strong loyalty to Century 21 and me included. So.
What do you use in the way of social media? We always have to ask this question because it's such an important part of business, but it's something that a lot of people struggle with. And you admit you don't love to be on camera. How do you incorporate social media into your business and what do you use?
Yeah, my social media honestly has ebbed and flowed. I lost my Facebook for about a year and a half, and so that was a big battle to like rebuild my Facebook account back up. And then I actually suddenly found a company that actually got it back for me. So I got my original Facebook back. I use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are my main platforms that I would say that I use, and more than anything, I just interact on those platforms, and I just let people know that I care. I keep in touch with my clients. I keep in touch with other realtors on there, and my family and friends in my sphere. I actually don't post that much. You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're so good on social media." And when I look back, I'm like, okay, well, it's been a month since I posted, but thank you. But yeah, I just think that I try and really keep in touch with the people that I care for on there. And so then that really helps me with my business in turn, right? You give some and you get some back, right? So keeping in touch with people is the most important thing you can do in this business, and be genuine. So I try and be genuine on the platforms, and I've even thought of possibly hiring people to do my social media or help me, but I just don't think that it's necessarily the right thing to do. I think that you should just, social media is meant to be social. So that's what I try and do on there.
Great. You have earned so many awards with Century 21, Double CENTURION, CENTURION Honour Society, Top 1%. What do the awards mean to you?
Yeah, funny story. When I started in real estate, the person that I was under was Gary Bush, and he had Centurion Awards in the past. And I kind of said to him, well, that doesn't matter to me. I had 3 children at home, and I was just kind of doing this to get started in real estate. And as time went on and I attended the conferences or I saw people getting awards, I realized how important they are. It's important to um, be to get going with your business and have goals. Because otherwise, if you don't have any goals in your business, then you're going to just like, you know, be halfway to nowhere, I guess is how I can say it. So I started establishing goals for myself. And when I was the broker manager, there were goals that I had to achieve that the owners um, gave me that said, we need to do this year, and this is what our goal is. And so I started realizing that goals are very achievable if you write them down, if you tell them to others, and if you break them down. So when I started back into buying and selling for the last 8 years, I just had some very lofty goals. And so, and last year, one of my goals was to be a double centurion, and I did end up doing that. I mean, our market helps because our market is very busy. So it definitely helps you achieve that type of goal. But yeah, I'm very excited to have achieved the business and the um, level of expertise I have right now, and I'm excited for the future and to continue to learn and to do better with my clients and for my clients, I guess.
Oh, another award that you have won is the Golden Heart Award for your charity work for Easter Seals. Why is that an important part of who you are as a person and also your business?
Yeah, I've always done a bit of volunteering throughout the years, raising my children, and I just think that it is important to give back. But in real estate, you're busy, and you're always kind of on call, and so this is an actual very easy way for me to give back. Is to I just give a portion of my commission to my office. I partake in the golf tournament that we have, and I just try and raise the money, kind of in a very easy way. And so that is how and why I do it, I guess. And I've also gone to some Easter Seals camp cleanups where we clean up the camp before the campers get there, and just to see what they do there is just amazing to me. So it's a no-brainer. Like I would not do it. I would always make sure that I try and get my Golden Heart Award, because I think, that award just means that, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 kids can go to camp that normally wouldn't be able to afford to go to camp. So
That's wonderful. Thank you.